to the show, ladies and gents. I am your host, Auntie Tiff, and baby, we got a lot we got to talk about. Okay, we got a lot. So why don't you do your Auntie Tiff a favor? Why don't you go ahead, get yourself a nice little light snack? Get you some water, like I did. I got me some water sitting here because I'm gonna be a little parched while we talk about this mess, honey. Cause there's so much going on, child. And I had to call you over here to the house right quick so we can have a little conversation about it. Because sometimes Auntie be a little confused. And since y'all my younger nieces and nephews, some of y'all my older nieces and nephews, and some of my fellow aunties and uncles, we need to have a conversation about the things that's going on. Okay? And we like to have a little distraction from the regular, degular days of our lives. Okay? Amen? All right. Now, I ain't gonna be like Monique and call you my sweet babies, because some of y'all is evil as hell. I'm just gonna tell you the damn truth. Some of y'all is some demons, but I love my demons too. I do. I love y'all because some of y'all hard. Some of y'all a little mean to each other, but I understand it. I do. It's get you before you get me type of world, and I fully understand it. I can't say that I respectfully agree with all of it, but I understand it. All right. Now let's talk about it. Let's start with New York. New York, y'all all right? Okay. I am hearing stories about New York, and it just messes with my spirit. Now, if you don't know what you don't know is a lot. My mother was born in New York City. She is from Red Hook. Okay. And my mother loves New York. Okay. I planned on doing a little something, something for her birthday this year or next year in terms of her and my father having some time in New York City. It's her hometown, and she seems to be happier every time she goes back there. She loves it. But I've been hearing some weird and strange things coming from New York, particularly from the Bronx and Queens. Now, that's not a borough that I really know or understand. I'm not sure of the logistics, the ins and outs of New York, because that's not my scene. Not to say that it ain't a good scene, it just ain't Auntie Tiff's scene. Okay, despite my mama being from there, I ain't never been to New York City, and that's crazy. I'm almost old enough to be your mama, but that's none of your damn business. Okay, I'm just telling you, Auntie ain't never been to New York. I've never actually physically gone to the city. Okay. I've had opportunities, and some of those opportunities have fell through, and I just have never gone. I've never been out west of our country, and that's the crazy part. Now, I've been down south, all over the south. Okay, I've been to Louisiana, I've been to Florida, I've been to Georgia, Alabama, I have been to Tennessee, I have been to Kentucky, I have been to Virginia. I have been to Chicago. Not long enough to tour Chicago, but I've been to Chicago. I have gone, you know, into various states and cities within our country, South Carolina, North Carolina, to just name a couple more. But I haven't gone and ventured into other states out west, and I really do want to do that. But getting back on topic, New York, it seems like y'all are in some trouble. Okay, let's start off with the story that I saw on Instagram when it come to New York. Baby, y'all got goddamn body parts on the train tracks. What the fuck is going on? I mean, now I dibble and dabble into true crime on occasion. Y'all know, if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, Auntie did have a section or a segment on the show called True Crimes. And I talked about some of the true crimes that have been happening all across the nation. But it began to be very sad and daunting. So I stopped doing it for a little while. I gave myself a break. But for those of you who actually enjoyed it, that segment will be coming back later on this year. Anyways, I think I'm going to do it for 6 months and then, let it go and buy this business. Give myself a nice little break. And then every 6 months, I'll do a new true crime story where we focus on one case. I'm going to have some help with that. With all that being said, now, child, y'all got a body part. Somebody found a severed leg on the train in the Bronx. Babies, we living in our last days, okay? We are living in our last days. There ain't no way that I'm gonna have my black ass on the train somewhere and I look down out the window from my phone and a damn leg is on the track and they've stopped the train because a leg is on the track. Not the rest of the body, just the leg. I can't make this shit up even if I try. What the fuck? Why? Why would you leave the leg on the track and take the rest of the body? Huh? Why you couldn't dispose of everything? And why would you traumatize the rest of the world with your idiocy? Or why the hell? I don't even know why the leg was there. I'm just assuming that the bitch was there because somebody died. They tried to dispose of the body on the train tracks, but they couldn't, and they realized that the body was going to be found. So they picked up the rest of the body and left the leg. That's the only thing that could logically make sense in my mind. Nephew and niece, I don't know. I don't know. Now, the New York City mayor has decided that they need to fix the image of the New York City Police Department. And what better way to fix that image than to hire a dance team? So whatever show they had it on, there was a little clip that was rolling around the internet a couple of days ago. Matter of fact, I think it was sometime earlier this week or last week. Well, they had the little clip of the girls dancing, and the dance team was, well, babies, the dance team was a mess. Okay, they could barely keep their asses on beat. Child, I don't know. I don't know who was training them, but it damn sure wasn't Abby Miller, and it wasn't Dee from the Dancing Dolls. So somebody is fucking up. Okay. And I don't know what to tell these people, but it didn't look good on their behalf to have some kids or young adults with NYPD jerseys on and shorts and sneakers trying to dance to music and missing cues in the beat. And they were definitely Rhythmless Nation. They were definitely the Rhythmless Nation, babes. Okay, because it was giving, I don't know what time I'm supposed to be on. It was giving, I don't know where the beat is. It was giving, I do not know how to count hut 1, hut 2. It was giving, baby, I'm here because I'm here. It was giving, they told me I'm going to be off of parole if I come dance for them for a couple days. That's what it was giving. And I said to myself, and myself said, I said, girl, I said, self. And myself said, I said, Tiff, why the hell do they got a dance team out there? And myself answered, she said, well, Tiff, sometimes they do things to, drum up good publicity. And I said, you know what, self, you right. And she also said, Tiff, and I said, yeah. She said, girl, sometimes they want to make you, be invested in them, like them again. So they do things, PR wise to push things forward. You know how PR work. I said, Self, you right. You right, girl. But then I thought about it again and I said, Self, and myself said, yeah. I said, what the hell the dance team got to do with the New York Police Department? I would imagine that your, promotion of the police department or your PR, public relations of the police department would at least have something to do with the police, And then myself said, well, Tiffany, maybe they chose girls from the local neighborhoods to do the dancing. I said, okay, Self, that makes sense. But Self, I got one more question. And she said, okay, baby, what is it? You been asking a lot of questions, bitch. You all right? And I said, yeah. Yeah, Self, I'm fine. I'm just a little puzzled and I need a little help. So Self said, okay, baby, what is it? What is it, girl? What you need? Because I've been talking to you for the last 10 minutes and I ain't had a break yet. I'm tired of explaining shit to you. And I said, well, bitch, damn, you me and I'm you. The least you can do is talk to me. And she said, okay, you right. Now what the hell is it? What you want? And I said, Self, She said, what, bitch? I said, why wouldn't they hire a decent choreographer and get these girls together so at the bare minimum, the issue wouldn't be that they're raggedy, janky, and don't know how to dance. At the bare minimum, the issue wouldn't be the rhythmless nation of it all. And myself just sat there and she said, you know what, bitch, I don't know. She said, girl, because if it was me, I would have went and got me somebody that I know can dance. You know, I'm like, damn, go on YouTube and throw a damn quarter. You'll find a bunch of dance YouTube channels, and some of these hoes can dance better than the dancers that these artists be having. Some of these damn choreographers on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter are killing it in the dance game. Now, sidebar. Y'all know that the Summer Olympics got breakdancing in it, right? So I can't wait to see how well this does. Because if it does super well, then there's a whole category that they need to be adding to the Olympics in terms of dance and not just breakdancing. We talking about, interpretive dance, lyrical. We talking about ballet. We talking about hip hop. We talking about outlet. Okay, all of it. I can't wait, because if they add that, I'm definitely watching the Olympics. Okay? Because you got to be an artist, an athlete in order to dance. You can be big, small, or little, it don't matter. But being a dancer takes dedication, time, and effort. Which leads me back to the NYPD dance team. Now, I done had this conversation with myself, nieces and nephews, and me and her done came to an agreement that the NYPD is purely just stupid. Okay? Now, how you gonna do something to make yourself look good and in the process make yourself look dumb? How you do that? Child, I don't know. But here's where it gets worse. Here's where it gets stank. Here's where it just smell like rotten roadkill. The New York City mayor, who has been under fire for just being a shitty mayor. Okay, I don't even live in New York City, and I know you a shitty mayor, sir. Get it together. Plus, you a black man, and you just keep making us look bad. Why you can't just do your fucking job? Ugh. God, it's so disrespectful. Oh, let me adjust myself. Girl. Now listen, the mayor of New York City has taken $100 million in educational funds. He cut $100 million in educational funds. Now, I said to myself again, I said, Sel, she said, bitch, you asked me something else again about this dance team and we gonna fucking fight. Now, what the fuck do you want? I said, girl, first of all, don't you cuss at me like that, goddamn it. Now, I was asking you about the goddamn mayor. I wasn't asking you about no damn dance team. She said, okay. What is your problem? And I said, okay. Why would he cut $100 million in education, knowing that this could cause issues with the schools and public education in general? Why is it that every time something needs to be cut in the budget when it comes to city, whether it's local, federal, or statewide, they always go for the education? And myself said, because it's an easy target. It's an easy target, and they don't care. And I answered and I said, you know what, Self, you right. And that's sad. That is really sad. Let me take it a step further. You take $100 million in education away from the education department, but you somehow find a way to fund this raggedy ass, rinky dink, I just got on parole dance team, the rhythmless nation of the NYPD dance team. You found a way to fund that shit. But you take away $100 million in education from the kids who are in your city. How can you justify that? You can't, sir. Do you know what this type of cutting, this funding that is cut does to these teachers that are trying to teach these kids? It broadens their classrooms, not in a good way, but in a bad way, making them larger. When I was in school, we had massive classrooms. Okay, our classrooms sometimes would consist between 20 to 45 kids per class, depending on the class. You feel me? That is the number that has been going up ever since we were in school. It went from 15 to 20 to 25 to 30, 35. Sometimes a teacher would have 40 kids in one class. It's ridiculous. I don't know what to tell y'all, but I can tell you this. You can't count on the government to raise, not even raise, and that's the wrong way to put it. So I'll say it this way. You can't count on the government to do their job. Public education is supposed to be just that, public education. And they make it so that you can't even fucking afford charter schools or private education. And even then, in the private education sector, it's not regulated properly. So you don't really have any control over what's being said or what's being done with your child. So as parents, as nieces, as aunties and uncles, and as a part of a village of raising these children, we have to make sure we do our due diligence when they come home. So when they come home, we need to be more involved in what they're learning, how everything is going at school. We need to be helping them on the weekends to learn more, encouraging them to learn more. And you don't have to always be sitting in the house, sitting up talking about what's 2 plus 2. And if Sally goes to the store with 15 cents and she spent 5 and then she went and dropped 10, how much money does she have? You ain't got to make no word problems or make it weird. Make it fun. Take them to the science museum. Take them to the botanical gardens. Take them downtown to the car and automobile museum. Take them to the natural history museum. Take them to the aquarium. Find ways to make it fun. Take them to the Lego museum and teach them about building and stability, teaching them about creating foundations. You got to think outside the box as a parent now. Children are losing every single day. Reading is down and they are not encouraged to read, nor are they learning at a higher level. Most kids heading into college nowadays, from what I'm hearing from teachers, are going in on a 4th and 5th grade reading level. And all they care about is being an influencer and making money on TikToks online. The kids who have actually made it online and are making money don't have education to back them in case things fall through. There is nothing solid about being an influencer. You have got to be able to have a solid core audience in order to maintain that shit. And even when you do, nothing is guaranteed. This is why you see influencers diversifying and coming out with different products and making businesses, because they need to be able to sustain themselves in a lifestyle that they have become accustomed to. But if you had a real trade, a true trade, to be able to make sure you had something to fall back on, you could do both or one or the other. And I don't mean necessarily being a hairstylist, cosmetologist, a barber, or anything like that. And all those are respectable trades and something that obviously is needed. I mean a true trade. If you like to gift the gab, go to the Ohio Broadcasting College and learn how to truly do it. I wish I would have, because I love to talk. And I feel like I could have benefited a lot by going to Ohio Broadcasting. I could have moved into the new wave of podcasting a long time ago. But Auntie just trying to make sure y'all understand the game and what's really going on, nieces and nephews, because the world is not an easy place. And the more you keep trying to keep up with the Joneses, the more you're going to get left behind. And as you can see in New York, they don't give a damn about your education. They can give less than a fuck how smart you are or if you are prepared for the world. At the end of the day, all they need you to do is bring in money or spend money. If you are spending money, then the world is going to continue to go round. So they don't care about none of that. They don't care about your education. So you have to care about your education. And y'all aunties and uncles, mamas and daddies, sisters and brothers that are a part of the village as adults, you need to start caring about their education. You need to start caring about these kids. Because all the NYPD gonna do and all the New York people gonna do is create a dance team to try to distract you from what's really going on. Rhythmless nation, child. Rhythmless nation. Listen, I had to give y'all a little bit of time to, enjoy your cake, get you a little bit of coffee, maybe a little bit of milk if you love the milk, almond milk, soy milk, whatever works for you. Cashew milk, coconut milk. They got a lot of milks these days. Oat milk too, which is nasty. But anyways, let me tell you a little story about Judge Blicky. Okay? Now, Judge Blicky is 67 years old, and she did not like the fact that her boyfriend, was leaving her ass and moving out of the home. Now, actually, I'm sorry. I gave y'all the wrong information. Let me rewind and freeze. Not that he was moving out the home, but he wanted her out of his home. And Judge Blicky said, "What? You kicking me out?" And her boyfriend said, "Yes. Get your shit and go. I don't want to be with you no more." So Judge Blicky said, "You serious?" And her boyfriend said, "As a heart attack." Mm-hmm. Now, her boyfriend said, "When I come back, I need you to be gone." And he left and went and took his ass to work. He went to work thinking that she was gone, okay? And that he ain't had to worry about it. All right? They had got into it, And he had told her multiple times that he needed her to get out his house and he wanted his goddamn house key back. She kept refusing. So they went back and forth. They fought. But he decided he was going to leave because she had finally left the key at the front door and took all her shit and got out. So Michael left. That's the man's name, Michael. I'm sorry, I ain't tell you the man's name. His name, Michael. Michael finally left, and Judge Blicky had concocted a little plan in that notion. Now, what she negated to tell Michael was that she had... I'm sorry. It's the way I'm saying Michael. Okay, wait. I'll go back in the character. Hold on. Now, what she negated to tell Michael was that she had made herself a nice little key copy. Mm-hmm. Nieces and nephews, aunties and uncles, I can't make this shit up. This is a real story. It's a Pennsylvania judge by the name of Sonia M. McKnight. But let's get back to the story with Judge Blicky and Michael. Now, Judge Blicky went into the house that night while Michael was sleeping. And as he woke up to a pain of a hole in his head. And that's because Judge Blicky shot him in the head. Let me make that plain again. Judge Blicky made a copy of Michael's key. And that lady went in that man's house while he was sleeping and shot him in the head. Now, there's some pieces in this story that I need you to know, okay? And I got it from the Neighborhood Talk, so shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. But Auntie gonna tell you the other details. Now, according to the Neighborhood Talk, the thing Michael said was that he had thought he had finally gotten rid of her. And he only saw her sitting on his couch eating cereal the next day. He didn't see nothing else. He didn't hear nothing else. He said that she left Mr. McCoy with no other choice. His name was Michael McCoy. But the scariest thing he could possibly say to a black woman. And what he said was, "I'ma tell your mom." And that's when Judge Blicky said, "Oh, you're really serious." She didn't think he was serious about moving out of his house. So he said, "I'm going to tell your damn mom." Child, he thought she left. He thought she was gone and left the key in the house. So when he came back home and got into bed and, preparing to go to work the next day, Judge Blicky came in the house and shot the nigga in the head, thinking that she killed him by shooting him in the head. Now, he woke up in the middle of the night, okay? And he had a hole in his head and he had pain in one of his eyes. And Sonia had shot him and she was pretending like he had did it to himself. She gonna stand there and ask the man, what have you done to yourself? Why did you do this? Trying to convince this fool and gaslight him into believing that he shot himself. Baby, I swear I can't make it up. Auntie can't make it up. Child, the police arrived and they found the gun residue on her hands. Stupid bitch. Judge Blicky, you are a judge, ma'am. You know the law better than any of us. Girl, you cannot be serious. Judge Blicky took her ass to this man's house and shot him with a gun, no glove, no nothing, to protect herself. With the way that they have technology these days, you should have had on a whole raincoat or a hazmat suit when you shot this man. Like, why would you? I'm leaving. I can't deal with stupidity. Okay, because girl, what? She tried to gaslight this man while he was laying in this bed with a hole in his head and ask him why he shot himself. Why did you do this to yourself? What is going on? We could have fixed it. I love you. Why would you hurt yourself like this? That's kind of shit she was saying to him while he was trying to wake up and it was disoriented and, of course, in severe pain. He trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and why am I bleeding? Why do I have a hole in my head? Now, they say that Judge Blicky has done this before. They say that Judge Blicky shot her estranged husband back in 2019. But she was cleared of charges after being accused of shooting him. Now, what they say is that she shot the man in his penis. She shot her ex-husband in his penis. Now, she is being charged with aggravated assault and attempted murder. Okay? Girl. Unfortunately, now Michael is blind in one eye. And both of the men she was in love with, she attempted to murder because they either cheated or fell out of love with her. And I just don't understand it. Girl, it's not that serious. All these motherfucking men in the world and you worried about these two niggas? Judge Blicky. Take it from Auntie Tiff, Judge Blicky. Yes, the past can hurt. But you can either learn from it or run from it. Flip it around, because Rafiki said it best, bitch. Stop acting stupid. Move on, ho. We ain't got time to be sitting up here worried about what this nigga wants to do. If he wants you to leave, bitch, leave. You a judge. You are a judge, ma'am. What the fuck do you care about? Girl. We are living in our last days. You definitely living it. Oh, my God. Your ass is definitely living in your last days. Bitch, you 67 years old. You are at the end of the line. And now you finna spend the last of your living days in prison. You ain't going to jail, bitch. You going to prison. Okay? Because, girl, I would not have given a goddamn about none of that. If he came to you and said, I need you to leave, we are done, I would have said, okay. And I would have got my stuff and had somewhere to stay. I wouldn't have been pressed about it. Of course, you would be hurt. But girl, I'm not finna kill nobody because they don't want to be with me no more. What kind of weirdo shit is that? You need Jesus. Keep you close to the cross. Now, self. Yeah, girl, what's up? Why you calling me now? What's going on? Let me ask you something, self. Let me ask you a question before I let the nieces and nephews get on out of here and I'll move on to the next story. Would you murder, Red Rum, your significant other if he decided he didn't want to be with you no more? Girl, what? Hell no. Now, why not? What would be your reasoning for not doing that? Because when I look online still and I see all these people talking about how they be mad and they want to fight, I'm one of them. I ain't gonna lie, still. I'm one of them. I would fight and be mad with my significant other if they cheated on me. But I don't think I could go as far as Red Rumming them. I don't think I can go that far. The reason why not is because I'm not going to put myself in harm's way or in a place where it's dangerous and definitely hardened criminals go. All for the sake of knowing that this man can't love nobody else or be with nobody else. I don't give a fuck about that. He don't want to be with me. That's his loss. You know what, self? You right, girl. You are right. It is his loss. Yeah, with us. But when it comes to this damn judge and her, he didn't dodge a bullet. He didn't self, that ain't funny. Tiffany, the man got shot in the head and the bitch tried to blame him for him shooting it. Talking about he shot himself. She literally gaslit him while he had a hole in his head and was bleeding out. The joke wrote itself. It was dark. It was wrong. I'm sorry. Self, you got to control them intrusive thoughts, bitch. This goes out on the internet. Everybody can hear it. You can't say that shit out loud. You got to be a little bit more, a little bit more tactful with your jokes, okay? Now, Tiffany, you asked me a question, okay? You can't get mad at me because you don't like my damn answer. Now, he didn't dodge the bullet, okay? That bitch went through him. Now, I don't know what to tell you, but that's the damn truth. But he definitely dodged being with her, okay? Now, he did the right thing by telling her to get the fuck out of his house. He definitely did the right thing when he did that. But girl, he almost lost his life because of it. You know what, Sylph? You right. You right. I'm just saying, it came off a little crass, girl. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Let's move on to the next topic. Let's talk about Miss Nicki Minaj, and talk to the kids about her because that one is a doozy. But let's talk about her. All right, y'all. Let's talk about crazy ass Onika. Now, Nicki Minaj decided to grace us with her presence these last couple of days on the internet. Ever since she put out that dumbass Bigfoot response to his from Megan Thee Stallion, she been real quiet in these internet streets, and rightfully so, cause hi. Nicki Minaj has decided to grace us with her presence in these internet streets. Now, the last time we saw Onika, she was being chewed at, spit up, regurgitated, thrown up. Child. She is getting her ass verbally whipped on the internet by social media commentary all over her little Bigfoot song. Now, a lot of people was comparing it to her Stupid Hoe song. Some people said that it was just the first of one diss tracks. But from my understanding, the original diss track that Nicki Minaj put out was Roman's Revenge, and that was one of the best tracks that I've heard in terms of a diss track. Then we had Roman in Moscow, and she kept it up. Stupid Hoe was cute and everything, and I liked Stupid Hoe. I thought it was funny. But Bigfoot was just corny. It had no substance or rhyme or reason to it. And Auntie wasn't feeling it. I sat down with myself as I always do, and I said to myself, self. Myself said, yeah, girl, so I guess we're going to make this a thing, ain't we? And I said, yes, self. Yes, self, we are. So prepare to be talking more on this podcast when it comes to this, self. Self said, okay. What's up? I said, girl, Nicki could have came better than what she came with that damn diss track, right? And Self said, you bitch, you right, because we've heard and seen her do better. So why she come all late and tired like that? And you know what myself said? Myself said, girl, because she don't have to try hard. And I said, you know what, bitch, you right. She don't have to try hard because her barbs pump up anything that she does. Even if it's mediocre, even if it's corny, even if it's stupid, even if the beats don't vibe, if the show ain't right, if the song don't sound right, if her voice don't fit, everything is everybody else's fault. But them barbs think that whatever she shit, however she move, it tastes like unicorns, rain, sunshine, fucking Skittles, bitch, Starburst, Jolly Ranchers. Nothing that Nicki Minaj does or touches, according to these barbed wire brain bitches, nothing that she does is wrong. Everything has to do with everybody else. And I sat there and listened to myself go on, and I said, you know what, self, you are right. I think I should teach y'all about a new word today. Y'all want to know what that word is? That word is accountability. In this life, especially in these internet streets and just in the world in general, people never want to take accountability for anything. They always find a way to blame somebody else for their incompetence, for their lack of respect or empathy, and their lack of knowledge. They will place the blame on any and everybody or anything, society, the president of the United States. It doesn't matter. As long as they are not the ones who are at fault, it doesn't matter. Even if their behavior is abhorrent, it doesn't matter. They can't take the responsibility. They have to place that blame on somebody else. They can't take accountability for their actions, because if this person hadn't did what they did, I wouldn't have done that. But in reality, you are in control of yourself. You are in control of your actions. And taking accountability is the best thing that you can do when it comes to the mistakes that you make. But when it comes to Nicki Minaj and her precious, precious barbs, nobody is held accountable except for those who are slinging the mud back at Nicki. And 99% of the time, Miss Nicki Minaj is the one who starts the mudslinging. Now, the word accountability is the quality or state of being accountable, an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. Let's look at the root word, accountable. What is the explanation? Accountable, mean subject to being held to account, meaning you are being held to a standard. You are being upheld to make sure that you take full responsibility for your actions. So let's get into why we're talking about Miss Onika today. If it was, it has nothing to do with her raggedy ass husband. It has everything to do with her and her irresponsibility with her platform and her fan base. Let me explain. Me and Self gonna read this together. Although you may just hear me, because Self sometimes she don't give a shit about a lot of things, and she only come in when you ask for her. Okay? Now, Nicki Minaj has a message for everybody who's wondering about how she feels about how her barbs are behaving online. She says, and I quote, "I be trying to tell y'all nobody is exempt. Hashtag ACGI. Anybody can get it. It don't matter who started. The barbs always finish it. I've been doing this shit for a long time now, and every time I ever tried to warn people that the barbs are different, they had to learn the hard way. Things I've learned about the barbs since 2009 on this app, they never forget. They don't care how long it takes to get an op back. They never stop once they start. They'll be in that ass for life." Moment for life voice. They beat anyone at their own game while laughing and supporting Onika. They make a fun sport out of giving people a taste of their own medicine. So if you do something, they will patiently wait for their turn. And child, woo-wee. It's never business with the barbs. Once they feel that line is crossed, it's personal. Read number 6 again. It wasn't a typo. I'm not their fave. I'm their family. Know the difference. Play at your own risk. Now, the Gag City Pink Friday 2 tour begins in 10 days. I'm going to post her tour schedule and everything on the KTT with Tiff Instagram. Now, if you don't know what you don't know, nieces and nephews, let me tell you, the barbs are crazy. Some of them are mentally unstable, and Nicki Minaj is emboldening it. I'm going to give you a glimpse as to what is going to happen here. These barbs are doxing people online. They're putting their information out there. They're trying to they're worse than the Bayhive and the Navy, and they are worse than Taylor Swift fans. As a matter of fact, they are on the borderline of the same as the Swifties and the barbs are. They're on the same vein. Like I've seen the Bayhive do some crazy things, like they have doxed some people before, but the things that I see the barbs doing, like they are constantly moving and shaking. They're very similar, and I won't say they're similar to Janet Jackson's fans when it comes to Justin Timberlake, but I know a lot of Janet Jackson fans when it comes to Justin Timberlake are ready to tear him apart. Like, and for whatever reason, they can't seem to get past it. And Janet Jackson herself has gotten past the situation, but no Janet Jackson fan that I know is like Justin Timberlake ain't shit. He always ain't gonna be shit to them. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I let them have it because that's their hill they gonna die on, and I can't be mad at them for that because I got a couple hills that I'm gonna die on, okay? But here's the thing. Out of all of the fan bases that I've mentioned, the barbs are the most lethal and dangerous, and not in a good way. Not because they protected Nicki Minaj, but because she emboldens them to do so. She likes the fact that these people corral around her and boost her ego all the time, no matter what she does. Nicki Minaj has been living in mediocrity for quite some time, and it's okay for her to be there because, like I said earlier, or rather, like myself said earlier, she don't have to try hard to please the masses. So why should she? Now I'll go on to one side and wait, Tiffany, let me come in and talk a little bit to the people. Well, Self, I was in the middle of preaching. She was like, yeah, Tiff, I know, but sometimes your preaching get on folks' nerves. Because the damn show get on mine. So let me come in. Now, bitch, you didn't have to say that. But all right, go on, take it. Now, what you trying to say? What you got to say, Self? What do you have to say about Onika and her bullshit? You really want to know? Yes, I want to know. I want to know what you got to say. Personally, I'm not surprised. You're not surprised? No, I'm not surprised. Look at her behavior. She acts as if she really is a queen. She thinks she Queen Elizabeth. She thinks she is Queen Mary of Scots. She thinks she is Queen Victoria. She thinks she is Bloody Mary, bitch. Well, yeah, she do. Sometimes when Roman come out, she get to talking in a, English accent. That UK bravado starts to come out very quickly. Kind of with me. I do it often. Sorry. Sometimes it just happens. I can't help it. I kind of like talking like this. It sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Yeah. Anyway, you know how she is. She got about 17 different personalities. Yeah. Yes, she do. She do. And she is Sagittarius. Now, hey, wait a minute. We are Sagittariuses. You can't be siding with people he be calling us Sagittarius. Now, Tiffany. What? Tiffany? What? Why are you calling me like that? What the fuck? What are you trying to say? First of all, I need you to stay calm, bitch. Okay? It's just me and you talking. It's just me. Okay, so what you about to say? You know damn well we Sagittarius. And you know we relish in mess. We don't like to admit it, but we do. We love a good mess. Self, I just find it entertaining. I don't relish in it. I don't lay up in it and bathe in it like I'm basking in the moon like a goddamn werewolf. I just like, listening to a bunch of mess and kikiing about it, which makes us messy. I'm not going to admit that I'm messy, which on occasion we will weaponize, which will make us a Sagittarius. Now, see, if you were supposed to be in here reading Nicki Minaj, not me, okay? Now, you need to I can't even tell you to mind your own business because you are me and I is you, bitch. All I'm saying is we know what she's capable of because we have behaved in her manner on some occasions. So we know what she's capable of. Yeah, but I don't have a queen complex. I don't have a narcissistic behavior like that. I'm not like that. You're right. You are absolutely right, Tiffany. You are not like that, but you can be if put in the right situation. But they ain't got nothing to do with me being a Sagittarius. So you are admitting you're a Sagittarius. I didn't say that. I meant Sagittarius. Mm-hmm. Self, finish what the hell you got to say so we can move on. Look, Nicki Minaj will get her comeuppance on her own time. But for right now, let her talk because this tweet is what's going to bite her in the ass. One of them barbs is going to do something they ain't got no business. And it's going to be because she emboldened it to happen. And then she's going to be in prison or in jail for another reason. Then she's going to be sitting up going to court for another reason because there is a such thing as conspiracy. And if a person feels harassed and attacked and you're online telling everybody that this is why they're doing it and you're okay with it, then they have the right to sue you and the barbs that are doing the harassment. And once they press charges against y'all, and it's not a stretch because you just put pen to paper to prove to everybody that you're okay with it. Sorry, I had to get my phone, child. It's not a stretch because you just told everybody that you were okay with this behavior, all because you're family to them. I'll put it in terms that even the barbs can understand. Jeffrey Dahmer is somebody's family too. So is Ted Bundy. So is John Wayne Gacy, the Menendez brothers. They were somebody's family too. And you see how they turned out. Don't be an idiot. Think for yourselves and stop looking to your goddess to lead you into glory. Because the only place that she's going to lead you is straight down the path that leads to cold bars being slammed in your face. People say things all the time. But like my mama always tell me, it ain't what they call you, it's what you answer to. And on that note, we gonna move on to the next topic. Natalie, she out here cheating on her own husband. And she did it for fun. Ha! Y'all, this is messy. But we moving into the reality portion of the show. And me and Self had to talk about Natalie, but it reminded me of this song that Bruno Mars got on his album. I think it's Unorthodox Jukebox, and I think it is literally called Natalie. Okay? Oh, I used to love that song so much. Hold on. Yeah, it is. It's on Unorthodox Jukebox. Oh, it was such a good song. It's such a good song. Hold on. I'm going to read the lyrics to you. The chorus of the song go, Natalie, she ran away with all my money and she did it for fun. Natalie, she's probably out there thinking it's funny, telling everyone, well, I'm digging a ditch for this gold digging bitch. Watch out, she's quick, looking out for a pretty little thing named Natalie. If you see her, tell her I'm coming. She better run. Natalie! Now, if y'all don't know, what you don't know is a lot. Natalie Nunn is currently the demon queen of the Bad Girls Saga 2.0. Now, back in the day, in the 2000s, Natalie was a part of the Bad Girls Club. And the reason why it was so iconic is because when the Bad Girls Club moved to I think they were in a different part of LA. They were in LA, and the Bad Girls Club had shifted from a show that was about helping girls reform their bad ways, but also show, the dynamic of these girls' different lives and all the issues they had. It shifted from that to just being a reality show about bad girls, or what people would consider to be bad girls, women who are foul-mouthed, sexually promiscuous, women who are running around amok all over the place, partying and having a good time. Essentially, we're talking about a woman between the age of 20 and 25 living her best life, which to me isn't necessarily a bad girl. Like, they just displayed the worst aspects of themselves on television for the Bad Girls Club. So the Bad Girls Club was a highly popular show on Oxygen for a very long time until they decided to stop the show over there and end it. Now, Natalie was a part of the newer crop of girls. She wasn't in the original seasons like Tanisha was and some of the other girls. Tanisha, out of all of the Bad Girls Club girls, are the most famous. But if you notice, that's where the Claremont twins came from. They came from Bad Girls Club, and several other girls came from Bad Girls Club as well. That became, I guess you can call them what did I used to call Kim Kardashian back in the day? She was like a socialite. But I like to call them like a club socialite, because they can make money off of clubbing, and Kim Kardashian can pretty much pull a deal anywhere. But the people who started that type of care or that type of celebrity was Nicki Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton. They're the ones who started the celebrity of being a rich kid and being able to be like an influencer. An influencer became, it really started with them. That influencer shit took off with them. And then it ran to YouTube and it ran amok on social media. So thank your founding fathers, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, for giving you an entire new industry to hate and loathe. Anyways, we are here to talk about Miss Natalie Nunn because Natalie's big chin ass, she opening cans and shit with her chin. She is out here being accused of being an adulterous wench. I'm sorry. It came out really harsh and really strong. Sometimes self comes out in different ways. Okay. Sometimes she could be an old timey grandma, other times she could be a country bumpkin, and then other times she can act like she from the mid 1800s and they burning people at the stake. Okay. Sometimes it come out how she come out, but y'all just gonna have to accept her and all her faults. But anyway, they calling her an adulterous wench. They say she out here cheating on her husband, child. Now, nieces and nephews, listen, I loves me a good mess. I do. But this right here is messy, honey. So let me tell y'all what I found when it came to Miss Natalie Nunn. Not only did we find her chin, but we also found out that she is out here dipping it and doing it in these streets. Now, let me tell you something about Natalie. Let me give you a little piece into Miss Natalie, okay? Now, while Natalie is not necessarily one of my favorite people, I will say that she, figured out a way to capitalize on her failing fame and go the streaming route. And this was a good way for her to make more money and be rich again and be popular again. Because now she's got baddies east, west, southwest, northwest, Northeast Ohio. Like, she got all the baddies in all the world. She even got Baddies Caribbean coming out. They just came back from Jamaica from the last baddies reunion, and then these girls are just coming on there just being angry for no reason, antagonistic for no reason, fighting for no reason, bullying for no reason, and everybody's eating it up. They eating it up because they love it. It's funny. It's great to watch. People like to pick a side. It's like watching a soap opera, but with no rhyme or reason to that soap opera, where nobody really has a true, legitimate reason to be pissed off or upset. They just are. You know what I mean? You know who I really can't stand on baddies, to just sidebar just a little bit? I don't like Rolly. I don't like her. I feel like if I was in the same room with her, with the way that she acts, she would bring out the worst side of me. You talking about a Sagittarius before, I probably would become like a detriment to Homeland Security fucking around with that bitch. I don't like her at all. She rubs me the wrong way. And it's like you will never be a bad bitch. You're just a bitch. Bitch. Anyway, let us move on. Let us move on, ladies and gentlemen, because girl, it is uh uh anyways. So what had happened is I think this man's name is Fabio. I can't pronounce his name correctly, but I promise y'all I will figure it out one of these days. But I believe his name is Fabio Foreign, and he was on a podcast of some sorts, and he was talking about Natalie Nunn, and he said that he knows that she's cheating on her husband because the man that she's sleeping with is his homeboy. And it was like, gasp. Like, girl, close your eyes. Let the rhythm get in to you. Don't try to fight it. There ain't nothing that you can do. Relax your mind. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. So let me get thing pulled up so I can tell y'all. Because I want to make sure I give y'all the right information. I don't want to give y'all no info that's wrong. So I need to find the right clip. And I can't find it. What did I do? Oh, here we go. Okay. So the man that Natalie Nunn cheated on her husband with allegedly is Louis Peso. Okay. Now, according to Fabio Foreign, he says that she hold on a second, because I can't find the whole article and I only found a piece of it. I need to find the whole thing. My bad, y'all. I had it saved, but for some reason it's not there. Okay, here we go. So, his name is Louis Peso, okay? And when I say this nigga cheesy, bruh. His locks fire though, I ain't gonna lie. But that cheese, he goofy as fuck. They like, so apparently Fabio Foreign says that Natalie slept with his homeboy, and he says, and I quote, he's fucking Natalie Nunn right now, and she find him all over the world. Now, according to Natalie in the comments, she said, your boy was working on your team and with you. Tell the whole story, Missy. He left and came to work with me. He's been on the road with me and OTF officials, my security team, helping with all my bookings because now I'm booked doing music stuff. That's it. That's all. You're unbelievable for making up this story. Everybody in the comments is like, no, I don't believe you. And a lot of people is like, how come every time somebody accuse you of doing something egregious, especially when it comes to your husband and you being unfaithful, you then come back and say some shit like this person works for me when you know damn well they don't work for you, girl. Hold on, Tiffany. Hold on. Oh, Lord. Here comes Self. I'm finna warn y'all. Okay. Self don't like Natalie, so you might hear a lot of bitches and hoes when she come on. But she don't like her. Can I come in now? Am I allowed to speak? I'm just warning everybody that you don't like her. Well, they know I don't like her. I know. Okay. Self, we just introduced you today, so they don't know that you don't like her. They know we don't like her, though. Okay, you know what? She mad, y'all, so I'm just gonna let her come in. Moves, Tiffany. Okay. Damn. Okay. Hey, y'all. I'm back. So can opener, Self. What? That bitch's chin can crack a fucking can, and she knows it. And she keep trying to tell everybody she pretty when she knows she ain't. She's sitting up here looking like a goddamn eggplant about the face. Self. What? I'm just telling the truth. Sometimes the truth don't need to be said, Self. Okay. Boy, let me ask you a question. You've been asking me questions this whole podcast. Let me ask you a question. Okay, Self, what is it? Do you like Natalie Nunn? No, I don't. Oh, so now we acting like we... So why are you being so nice about it? I'm just saying that I'm not a fan of hers. I can respect her hustle and not be a fan of hers. So you telling me that you okay with the way this bitch talks to people, how she treat people, the way she look down on people when she look like she smell like onions? Self. What? The bitch looks like her coochie ain't been washed in a week or two. And she trying to convince us that it has. Yes. All right. Now, Self, stop it. You stop it right now. We gotta get back to the story. We ain't gonna never get there if we constantly listen to you bitch and moan about how much you don't like this woman. Fine. What else do you have to say about can opener? That's how we're going to play it. Oh, that's how we're playing it. Okay. Fine. According to Natalie, she says also, and I quote, "Now, if we're going to be a bunch of females, at least tell the whole story, because I usually don't do no talking, but we not finna sit up here and lie on my name in no interview." Well, Natalie, that's all you really do is talk. So they're going to lie right there. Because you talk a lot. That's part of the problem. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like your stupid ass, because you talk too much. And now all of a sudden, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you the reason why Self don't like Natalie. I can tell my own damn story, Tiffany. I don't need you to tell it for me. So you're not going to let me run the show? No. Fine. Tell him. Okay. Self here. Hi. Okay, so the reason why I don't like that woman is because she is a clout chasing special needs ass bitch. Self. What? I'm not finished. Back in the day when she was on Bad Girls Club, her biggest tagline and what she's most known for is her line, "I run LA. I run LA. I run LA." But what she's also known for is being a colorist, racist bitch. Now, she once told a girl that she was too dark to be in the house, that she was, we got too many darkies up here. We need to take some of these darkies down. One of the girls was like, maybe you shouldn't say that. Oh, I'm saying whatever I want. She's too dark. I don't like her because she's too dark. That's what she said. So, yeah. I don't like her. Never have, never will. Now, here's the thing. She goes on to say, now, actually, to round this out, years gone by, she goes away, no one cares. She gets married, no one cares. She pops up on random reality shows, no one cares. And then she goes to Zeus, pitches this idea for the baddies, and all of a sudden Natalie Nunn is back in TV, back on TV, back in everybody's good graces. People paying their $5.99 Zeus subscription to watch the Natalie Nunn when they had full access to online creators who were making full-on TV shows, creators like Blame It on Quay, B. Simone, who had these faux reality TV shows, the ones that were cute and funny and like were basically a parody of the old school reality shows. And then here come Natalie bringing the fight and bashing bitches' heads in. Now, don't get me wrong, Jocelyn Hernandez had that too with her show Jocelyn's Cabaret, but at the same time, there was a purpose to the cabaret. Obviously, the purpose was cabarets putting on shows. We need girls. We auditioning girls. We got the girls. The show goes on, and we're talking about the cabaret itself. And the way Jocelyn made money off of that was that she would charge the strip clubs and clubs in general for her to come perform and bring her cabaret with her. So that was the premise of the show. Natalie's show was just a bunch of big bitches, ugly bitches, and some conventionally pretty with a lot of makeup bitches fighting who can't rap, including herself. She can't rap either, but they seem to think that they can. She goes on to say, "So I dropped a single, Outside Is Garbage, remixed with Beat King. I was looking for someone to join my team to help with all my bookings and be a road manager, because now I'm performing my song on the road. Your boy, I'm flying out everywhere, was someone who worked on your team with you. Shit show over there, so he came over to work with the baddest. I did not meet him through you. I'm not sleeping with him, and you sound big mad. If you wanted a feature with me, that's all you had to say, because you sound big mad. Your boy joined the winning team, and we are running up a serious bag. Girl, I promise you, it's not because he want to work with you. I promise you, it don't have nothing to work with you. I promise you, it's about you being an ignorant bitch. I promise you that." She also said, "Now you Can you men in this industry stop being females? Cause y'all really getting out beat every single female. Cause y'all really getting outbeat by every single female in all categories. I think I need to cast in for baddies. You would make a great cast member. Keep my name out your mouth. I'm not the one to be played with. Honestly, you are, because you enjoy this type of behavior and this type of publicity. And quite frankly, it's not new news at all. And it's not like you're gonna do nothing about it if he don't stop talking about you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do, babe. Nothing. Like, and the fact that you keep referring to him talking about you in this manner, as him referring to him as being females, is insensitive and condescending to women, and you being a woman makes that even fucking worse. For you to sit up there and say this type of shit, knowing that what you're saying is misogynistic and dangerous and dumb and toxic, it just doesn't make any sense to me what you think you're going to gain by calling this man a female, or in the younger generation's words, sassy, because he's having a conversation about you and about who you having sex with. So it's okay for you to sit up and talk about how niggas is fucking around on bitches, or how bitches is fucking around on niggas. When niggas is sitting up having conversations, now you being a female. Nah, they allowed to have conversations too. You see, disrespect is a two-way street, bro. And you sitting up here talking about this man this way, you mad because he said what he said, but I believe him. I think you are sleeping with the dude. Because every time somebody catch you in something like this, you say they work for your team. And it's like, girl, you ain't got that much room on your team. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that much room, and you're not winning, babe. None of your music is charting. Okay, it might be played on your show, but you ain't doing nothing but stealing Jocelyn's concept and trying to perform and be booked somewhere. And girl, it's getting tired at this point. Stick to what you know, which is arguing and fighting and bullying bitches on TV. Stop trying to venture out into spaces that don't need you or don't care for you, and definitely didn't ask for you. There's plenty of other female rappers that deserve the space and shine that you're taking up, because you're not a rapper. Let me make that clear. You're not a rapper. And what baffles me is that everybody just allows everybody to be a rapper just because they want to be. It's so weird. The rap genre is the only genre of music that you can move into and not have any talent at all. You could not know how to rap in any way, shape, or form. But as soon as somebody write the song, give you the melody, and tell you to rap it in a specific way, all of a sudden you're a fucking rapper. This is wild to me. Rapping used to be a whole fucking, it used to be an art in itself, but now y'all done turned it into just a cash grab, and it sucks because everybody can't go into this genre, and I'm tired of people not gatekeeping the purity of it, but also not that, just for the sheer performance of it. Back in the day when people would rap, they dance. Sometimes they dance. They at least knew how to rap at bare minimum. Now you get on stage and you can barely rap the song that you took the time in the studio to make. You can't perform. And because the record labels don't develop artists no more, they just throw you out there. This shit is wild. Natalie, you and your chin can go to hell. I don't believe nothing you talking about. I think you are cheating on your dude, and you need to go on somewhere. Now, so if you didn't have to take over the show like that from me. Well, you was giving her too much grace, so I had to come in and let her know. She probably ain't even gonna hear this motherfucking podcast, bitch, while you out here trying to tear her down. I'm not tearing that hoe down. She tear herself down every time she step out the house, looking the way she look and talking the way she talk. That's not my fault. That's hers. We gon' move on to the next part, because we'll be here all day fucking with this bitch. Well, I made self go take a quick nap, and we're gonna chill and talk about some reality TV show tea. Now, Auntie love a good piece of reality TV show. I love a good piece of reality TV. It's fun, it's interesting to watch. Now, Love is Blind doesn't come back on. I'm gonna have to go and watch that tomorrow afternoon while I'm trying to work and see what they got going on over there on Love is Blind. Because I actually really like that show. It's quite interesting. But I'm going ahead and watch it and see what they got going on, girl. Because they say it's a mess. They say it's messy, and I like a good mess. But sometimes I get secondhand embarrassment and I turn it off. Anyways, we'll talk about Love is Blind on another episode. But child, let's get into Simon G and his wife Portia and what's going on with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. Now listen. Portia and Kenya have been invited back. Now that's the tea. The scoop is Portia and Kenya have been invited back. They are going to be the lead out girls for the new Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it seems like the rest of the cast is going to be all new girls. Now you might see Sheree be a friend of somebody. You might see Marlo be a friend of somebody, but it seems like that they have revamped the Real Housewives of Atlanta in its entirety with the exception of new people. Now, if I were them, I would bring back Sheree because Sheree is an OG. And in my opinion, you have to have an OG on the show to keep it going. They do it with all the franchises. They need to continue it with this one. Atlanta was once its most popular franchise. It was such a good franchise. And I don't know, man. It's just lately, it's been missing the mark. Now, they say they wanted Kandi to come back, but Kandi said it was too late and I have other stuff that I got to do, so I'm not coming back. Personally, she don't need to come back no way because she boring. She boring and she don't bring nothing to the table. She don't offer nothing. Like, all of the stuff that you would generally want to see from Kandi, she not gonna show you, and she always finds some kind of way to make herself out to be a victim if she do. So at this point, I don't need sausage fingers to bring her ass back on the show. She can keep her ass where the fuck she at. She love her social media and doing all her things, and she also trying to rap, which tired, boss. I'm tired, okay? But anyways, let's get back into Miss Portia. Now, Portia got a lot going on. Portia was just doing the Real Housewives vacation they did. I think they went to Puerto Rico or something like that. They went to a big place. They did something. And Portia went and did that. She done been in TV shows and everything. Portia is out here living her best life, honey. So when Portia was invited back, she went on social media and, basically told the world that she is coming back to TV, honey. And a lot of people were very excited to see Portia come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But a lot of people had some questions. They had some questions because they want to know what's going to happen with your husband, Simon, because Simon G is still trying to get his citizenship back, and he ain't getting it. According to the courts, his citizenship is being denied because he has, counted with me, several felonies. And I'm gonna run them down. So, bank fraud, credit card fraud, identity fraud, fake marriages, and multiple felonies is preventing him from getting his citizenship in the United States. And not only that, but the man had decided to try to enter the country under an alias, an assumed identity. He was caught and subsequently deported because of it. Now, this happened around August of 1982, according to the Neighborhood Talk. It says he overstayed his visa in 1982, and in 1987, he pleaded guilty to bank and credit card fraud, which is a felony offense. In January of 1989, he was arrested for unauthorized use of a vehicle, and in 1990, he was arrested for ID fraud. But he didn't stop there. In 1991, he went on to commit more credit card ID fraud, and he just couldn't stop. He had to be physically removed from the United States. And before his removal, he used a fake identity to receive temporary status in the U.S. under the Special Agriculture worker program. Now, as a part of the program, his temporary resident status was upgraded to permanent after a waiting period. And then in 2022, Simon attempted to use the SAW program benefits as a reason why he should be eligible for naturalization. But the U.S. said no, because he only got into the program by using a fake identity. And it's important to note that even his marriages were listed as shams in these court documents. Now, I got a question. Do they recognize Portia and Simon's marriage? Because if his marriages are shams, that means the girl he was married to before Portia, null and void. And Portia's marriage is a mess. They saying he is a scammer. He Joanne the scammer. Now, on the 13th of March, Simon is supposed to be filing a complaint and asked the court, he's asking in March of 2023, my bad. He filed a complaint and asked the court to vacate denial and remand the instructions on his grant application. Simon is now married to Portia, and with all this fraud and criminal activity, Simon is definitely giving a pot on Nita and Peter Thomas's storylines for a run for their money. Child, he sure is, but all of that was denied. Every bit of it. It was denied. According to this immigration attorney, she put it on Twitter she was in the comments and she wanted to make sure everybody saw it. It says, and I quote, "He got caught with felonies the first time and deported, came back under another name and committed more crimes and then deported. Filed fraudulently for temporary and permanent status. He's done. Immigration law is incredibly complex and not that simple. This agency makes mistakes all the time. They mix up files and make reckless allegations. You absolutely cannot conclude that he is done without diligent and complete review of the record." This was somebody who was talking to one of the immigration attorneys, and they was telling them like he had did too many things and he was done. When I was telling you about he got caught with felonies, he assumed a different identity, yada yada yada. The attorney then responds and says, to finish out what she said. She said, "You have to have a complete and review of the record, analysis of the allegations, and the relevant INA sections at the time. The law has changed in several parts over the last 30 to 40 years. I would fiercely defend this client against deportation if we have a path. There are lots of waivers he may or may not be eligible for. Our law firm would have done a complete FOIA, Freedom of Information Act request, reviewed his entire immigration history before filing citizenship, and if these are true, advised not to file. We advise clients all the time to sit out naturalization proceedings after reviewing their record. All this was notwithstanding, the government may still not move forward with removal proceedings, though very unlikely." So basically what she's saying is that there is still a chance that Simon could gain his citizenship here in the United States. While it may seem like it's a bleak situation for him, it's still very possible for him to show up, for him to be a citizen in the United States, or at least at the bare minimum, get a green card or visa to come back into the United States. But Simon's been posting on social media and he seems to be real happy and comfortable with where he is, despite the fact that he's been busted and called out as a scammer. He's a scammer, scamming all the girlies. He's a scammer, scamming all the girlies. Child, I had to sing it out, baby, because I said, ooh. Now, look. I don't know what y'all thinking. I don't know what's going on with y'all, but me personally, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll say this. Simon, baby, I hope you're not scamming Portia to keep you married to her. Cause I ain't heard nothing bad about you and Simon and Portia. Y'all two seem to be really in love, despite the fact that Portia stole you from her friend. And I don't know why y'all gonna say that she didn't, because she definitely did. It's documented on the damn show. Now y'all say that that's reality TV, so we went by what we reality saw. Okay. We saw her bring this girl. This girl brought her to her house, introduced you to her husband, and then not even a couple months later. Matter of fact, later on in the year, after this show done filmed and wrapped up, if it was that year or the following year, here you come talking about you got a new man and you engaged. And this man is your friend's ex-husband. At the time, he was still married to her. Now, whatever was going on between Simon and his ex-wife is their business, but you coming in while they were still together, and it was messy because you knew them while they were in a actual coveted marriage. You were a part of their friendship circle, whether you were acquaintance or a friend. It's messy, and I told you, ain't no good gonna come from causing nobody else's harm or adding to somebody else's pain in their marriage. So I wish you nothing but the best of luck, Portia. Okay. Simon, I don't know if I hope you get your citizenship, because at this point, child, you out here scamming the world, and I don't know what to say to that. Like you a straight up scammer. You know you a high class scammer at that, and you living this lifestyle, and then had all these damn weddings in Nigeria and shit. And I don't think none of them weddings is recognized here in the States. But I do think y'all had a wedding here in the States, if I recall. I don't remember, but child, this is a lot. I know this gonna be a good story on Atlanta, Real Housewives of Atlanta. And you know Kenya ass is gonna clock all Portia T. She gonna be like, you stole that man from that woman. So one, you're a whore. And two, your man is a scammer. So not only are you a whore, but you're a scamming ass whore. Oh, the tea. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a mess. Now, how come you get to come out here and talk shit about people, but I can't? Self, because you mean, okay? You, I mean, that wasn't mean what you just said. No, that was true. Kenya is gonna say some shit like that, and you know it. You right. You right, bitch. You is right. Continuing into our American Idol mess, darlings. Katy Perry has announced that she is leaving American Idol after 7 seasons. She's done. Now, nieces and nephews, aunties and uncles, there was a suggestion brought into the universe by none other than a former American Idol contestant and winner, Jordan Sparks. She said, there's a space. I'm here. Me. Look me up, American Idol. I'll definitely do it. I'm so prepared. And that gave me a wonderful idea. So, the current set of judges for the American Idol is Luke Bryan, Lionel Richie, and of course, none other than herself, Katy Perry. Yes, but me personally, I think that there has been enough American Idol contestants and winners to come in and be judges. And quite frankly, I think you should expand that table to 4 judges. You need 4 so you can have that kind of anomaly like character. And you want to have the bad guy, the good guy, and that in between that could kind of go either way, okay? I think you should fill that table with a bunch of winners of American Idol because, one, they have a little bit more of a rapport because they know exactly what they're going through and what they went through. And it's 10 times worse now in the social media digital age. But I think you should put Fantasia on that panel. Ruben Studdard. You can do Chris Daughtry, Catherine McPhee, Kelly Pickler, Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood. The list goes on, okay? So many people that have won American Idol that you can put on there, but just don't put Jennifer Hudson on it. Don't put Jennifer on there. I don't like Jennifer. Yeah. Yeah, don't put her on there. Gang gang. All right. So, What y'all think about Jordan Sparks being one of the hosts of, one of the judges of American Idol? I think this is a fantastic idea. Self, what do you think? You know what? For once, I'm in agreement. I think this is a great idea. Yes, Jordan Sparks has grown up. She is a mother. Okay, she is a artist. She's a budding artist. She's been a great artist. Has some great songs, some good hits. Okay, she's been relaxed and chilling for a while. You know, she's got her baby, she got her husband, she got her life. She is living, and I think that she will be great on American Idol. Okay, and I think they should replace Luke Bryan and Lionel Richie with some new people. I think they should replace them with former American Idol contestants. I really do. I think that it would just give you so much more to look forward to in terms of the show. So, what do you think? You know what? You know what? You know what? You're right. You are absolutely right. I know, man. I know we're finally in sync. Huh? Huh? So good. It's so good. We're finally in sync, man. Oh, that feels great. Yeah, we love that. All right. So let's move on to the other topic. Let's talk about James Wright Chanel and Krishan Rock. Now, as Auntie reported a couple months ago, sometime last year actually, Krishan Rock got into an altercation with James Wright Chanel at Tamar Braxton's concert. She thought she was set to perform and she wasn't. James Wright Chanel was trying to keep her calm to help her understand that they were looking for her. She was supposed to come out during the twerk sessions. She never came out there. She wasn't standing on the right part of the stage. They didn't see her. She says that they did. She was there. And he said, no, Krishan, you weren't there. And when we got ready to go back to the set, that's when you showed up on the stage. She said, lie again. Lie again. And he said, I'm not lying to you. Let's just keep calm. And she hauled off and punched that man in his face and broke his teeth. And he had to end up going to the dentist to get his teeth fixed. Now, some time has passed, and honey, Krishan Rock is being charged with assault, and she is being sued for aggravated assault. Okay? Okay. Now, there are several people who have come forward, including Tamar Braxton herself, who all witnessed Krishan Rock punch this man in the face. So, Krishan Rock then goes on her Twitter. Let me pull it up. Can I call you Rose? Can I call you Rose? Can I call you Rose? I really like that song. I know, thanks for Valentine's Day. Ooh, that shit was being played over and over again. Can I call you Rose? Can I call you Rose? Mm-hmm. Where is it? What am I looking for? I forgot just that quick. Oh yeah, the Krishan Rock story. That's what we're looking for. I had it already. I was just like, oh. Where is the damn story? I hate this. I be having stuff put up right where I need it to be, and then I can't find it. Hold on, y'all. I almost got it. Almost got it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what happened was, is Chrisean Rock basically said, this wide back bitch ain't getting a dime of my money. Let me tell you something. Lawsuits are long, tedious processes for a reason. And it ain't because they don't want to do it. It's because they're stretching it out to force people to settle. Most of the time, they encourage settlement so they do not have to go to trial, because a civil lawsuit trial like this can be long and tedious because they have to pull as much evidence to prove either side is wrong or right. All right. Now, on your part, they ain't really got to pull much. All they got to do is pull up your social media behaviors for the last 5 months and talk and get everybody who testified, and they got it on public record because they put it on the internet. What people don't understand is that when you put stuff on the internet, it can be used against you in the court of law. Because it is public domain, they do not have to request this information from you. You willingly put it out there so they can use it against you. That is one of the reasons why right now the your Young Slime, the YSL cases are going as long as they're going, because they're using their own shit against them. Their tweets, their social media footprint, their music, they're using all that shit against them right now in court. It's crazy. But listen, when it comes to Chrisean Rock, her shit is out there mainly because she put it out there. She put it out there. And it is evident that if she did what she did, because not only is James Wright Chanel testifying to this, which he should, but so is Tamar Braxton and 2 of her other tour managers. Plus, there are other people who never came forward who also have witnessed the altercation inside Tamar's dressing room. So as far as I'm concerned, your goose is cooked, babe. Unless you can come up with a reason. This man never put his hands on you. You have no proof that he touched you. You can call him all the types of names that you want, but if your ass don't go to jail, you definitely gonna pay. As Madea say, you gonna bow now or you gonna bow later. But bitch, you gonna bow. One way or another, you will bow. This show today was so all over the place, but I thank y'all for being here. I'm going to end it here, and we're going to move on to a new topic and a new set of stories next week. So it's going to be Tiffany and Soph next week, and Auntie Tiff is just going to be here. So clearly there are 3 characters on this show, okay? Sometimes Auntie Tiff comes out, sometimes Soph comes out, and sometimes Tiff comes out. You never know what you're going to get. It's a bag of craziness over here on Pop Culture Wednesday. But stay tuned for Am I the Asshole Friday and Twitter stories, because I have got a story about an Airbnb host who outed a man for cheating on his wife and charged him $960 in fees for staying at her Airbnb and not following her rules. Now, when you guys hear this story in its entirety, you tell me who you think was wrong. Do you think Sean Mackey, the resident of the Airbnb, was in the wrong? Or do you think that Pamela Fowler, the owner of the Airbnb, was in the wrong? I'm going to give you guys all the details on Friday with Am I the Asshole, and of course the Twitter story. Don't forget to make sure you follow me on my socials. That's where I give you guys the stories that are small, but I had something funny to say. And so you can see all of those things on my Instagram at the KTT. It's at KTT with Tiff. And you can head on over to TikTok, where I also have a good time and talk about stuff as well over there on the TikTokies, okay? And sometimes I might do a story or 2 over there. So some things that you may not see pop up on the pod, you will definitely see pop up on my socials somewhere. So make sure you follow me, and I'll see you guys in my next one.